Yo, 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 what's going on, guys and girls? It's your boy Cam Legend, and in this video I'm going to be speaking about mind over matter and how we have the ability to overpower our physical abilities with the power of our mind. Now, the mind is something we can't see. It's something that shouldn't be misconstrued with the brain. The mind, we have a few minds. There's something called the mind navel, because your emotions are kept within different chakra centers, mainly the navel, which is the center point. The center of gravity of man is the navel. This is why they cut the umbilical cord. That's the middle point. That's your 0 point. And if you're able to get past your emotions, you have the ability to tap into a physical resource that is not privy to the average man. I used to do marathons, 21-kilometer runs, half marathons, 10K back to back. And, you know, if you speak to marathons, they tell you stuff like they start to piss themselves and all these kind of things, but they still carried on doing it. Even me, when I've done my 21-kilometer run, which is the longest I've ever run, my body was doing some weird things, you know, but it was the mind. I remember when I was doing these runs, I was determined. I was going through some stuff and I used to externalize this energy through running, but it was my internal state that was under duress. It was my mind that was under duress, and I used running as a coping mechanism. So your mind is very powerful. It can override your physical limitations. And then once you continually work, what used to be your physical limitation is now a new threshold of pain that you can withstand. Work rate. Your work rate can always be extended through frequency. Everything in this universe is energy, frequency, vibration. Once you tap into up in the frequency of what you can withstand, the more vibration it holds. And once you work with frequency, your output, you're putting a lot of energy into it. You're upping the frequency of how much you can do. This vibration creates an echo. And this is why we say mind over matter. Your mind has the ability to override anything physical, any limitation. I've read an audio book, or listened to an audio book, should I say, by David Goggins. And he was a marathon runner, back to back, always did these kind of things, Navy SEAL. And he says that most people, when they give up, they're only using 40% of their actual physical resources. So we have the ability to tap into hidden energy, secret energy within inside of us, which is inside of us. And the best way to do that is to harness energy from this middle point. I'll probably do another video on it to show you the movements you can do to actually harness energy from your 0 point. But start with mindfulness. Once you charge that middle point, your navel, you will see that you have a lot of energy that can be harnessed, because 0 point is infinite. You add 0 to any numerical number, it's a higher output. So 0 is a trickster. 0, people think 0 means nothing. Yeah, but everything came from this no thing. No thing has potential. So when you harness energy from this 0 point, it's bound only by how much can your mind withstand, not how much your physical can withstand. This is why there's people that can be breatharians who never eat. There'll be people that do fasting, just water fasting. You know, I've done fasting, I still do it. It's a practice I do. But there's people who do it all year round. So the physical body is just a shell. It's your mind and consciousness that holds all the power. And this is how you're going to bring things into this physical realm that you truly desire. It's your exertion of will. How bad do you want it? Because the universe is going to conspire to help you, of course, but there's going to be energies that also conspire to hold you down. You're going to have to fight that, because positive and negative creates a torsion field. That is the 0 point. It's a push and pull. And the energies are only going to give you what you can handle. Your ability to push will now have a rebound effect, or a course correction. This is what yin yang energy is about when they say that, you know, good and bad is just two poles of the same thing, and it has to be harmonized, and it will be harmonized through the universe. So when you're trying to do good, you're going to be questioned to energies that oppose that. You're going to deal with adversity. So can you handle that? Because God will test you, not just on how good you are, but on how much you can deal with adversity. This is why they say God can only give you what you can handle. And if you fail these certain tests, your 0 point, your morphogenic field, your atom now contracts. But if you show that you have the ability to deal with pressure, to deal with stress, to deal with management of your mind, it now expands. Everything in this reality is based upon contraction, which is going inwards, and expansion, which is going outwards. From a planetary point of view, contraction is Saturn. This is why Saturn rules over contracts, legislations and documents. And Jupiter rules expansion, abundance. Okay? Jupiter's the biggest planet that we can see in our solar energetic field. But Saturn is the furthest planet. It's the 7th planet. Okay? So you have to understand the contraction before you get the expansion. How hard, or should I say, how much can you go inwards? And create this inspiration within your energetic cells. Because when you become inspired, you feel a different energy within your body. When you're stressed, you feel a different energy within your body. You become demoralized. Your head is downwards. You don't want to speak to people. You have a problem looking at people in the eyes. But this is the same energy of inwards. So don't demonize the energies of contraction, understand if you look at it differently, you can utilize the energies of inspiring. When I used to run, I had a lot of aggression. I had a lot of drive, a lot of passion. And the only way I could express it was through running, staying consistent, discipline. And this ideology can be used for any given field. If you're broke, instead of getting angry at the world and why things ain't going in your way, let your anger out at something creative that can actually change and charge your life positively, okay? So it's always about the way you look at things. We all know that we've been in negative situations, but the universe showed us it was the best situation, actually. We just had to go through certain hardships before things blossomed into something great. So your mind is more powerful than matter, and remember that, okay? I just want to say that matter is the physical densification of this reality. It's the last form of existence. Before we incarnated here on this physical realm, we had a consciousness. This is why when a baby's born, the first thing it does is go for its mum's breast. Who taught it that? It's the memories, it's the mind. It's not just nature. We are already embedded within nature. Okay? So we are born with certain energies from previous lifetimes or previous incarnations. And I know some people don't believe in that, but you should do your research in that and start thinking outside the box that was given to you, because everything holds frequency. Just like a tree. There's trees that are out here that are older than us, 100 years old, 200 years old, 300 years old. And those trees in this physical world are smarter than you because they've been here longer, they've seen more, they've seen wars, they know how to react, but they can't do anything about it. They're 2D consciousness. You get it? But once that tree incarnates into a newer physical aspect, a new body, because it's gained knowledge from people experiencing stuff, it now has the ability to incarnate as a person. And then when that 300-year tree incarnates as a person, or maybe a cat, then a person, or an animal being, then a person, that person that is born maybe 1,000 years later has so much knowledge because they were already here, because energy never dies, it dissipates, it converts into different forms of life. Okay? So this concept is not as metaphysical and wacky as people see it to be. No. Go do studies. They've done studies where they've spoken to plants positively and they've grown and blossomed to be something nice. And then we see other videos or other studies where they've spoken to the plant negatively and it's lifeless. Okay, this is why I don't really like to talk about veganism and all of that, because this world is parasitic. In order to take, something else must die. That's just the reality of this reality. So when people talk about killing animals, which, yeah, of course, it's not the most humane thing to do. But plants have consciousness too. So when you eat fruits and vegetables, they also have to die too, because it's now proven that they have consciousness too. You get me? So it's now putting you in a rabbit hole of, yeah, everything is conscious. So where do you put the conscious cap on it? This is why we talk about morality and depolarization of what is good and bad. Everything just is. Nothing in this world can be given without it being taken. Somebody always must suffer, one way or another. Okay? So, about to shut down. I hope this video has been knowledgeable for you. Let me know what you think. Keeping it coming.